Hey guys, and welcome back to the next video. Today we want to talk about a little bit about bases which are above 6k. It's like players who are using those bases and they're above 6k trophies. And we want to take a look at a couple of those bases which are tripled. I won't show bases which are not tripled by me because, well, as a base builder, I just feel that's like a waste of kind. I don't know, like that's not just fair. If a base is defending, I'm not allowed to show that base because I failed on that base. So that's how it works in my opinion. We have a couple of bases I want to show you guys. We have the Great Fortini, the I don't know actually where he's from, but like one of the top guys as well, the Mahidul Ucho, and yeah, a couple of really good players up there. The first one we want to take a look at is the 6k trophy guy, and this is a base which is like kind of popular already because it's defending super good if you don't know how to attack it. So I want to show you guys a way like on how to attack this base with Queen Charge Hog Riders. And one of the biggest tricks on this base pretty much is to know when you have to change between your siege machines, because you guys will see later on how I will switch the CC, like when I switch the siege machine, what are the reasoning behind that, etc. So on bases where the town is kind of far on the outside, it's always really good to just queen walk it. You have to be really careful because there are most of the time a lot of black mines, but if there's the town hall on the outside and the heroes are next to it, it's super much value if you can queen walk that town hall. So right now I'm trying to like get through all of the damage. I have 2 ground explosives on me, I have the town hall on me, so I have to somehow get through this next raid spell. Then the poison immediately to just make sure that I don't have to use my queen ability, so I can save it up for later. And then I'm using my king to clear out this part of the base. So I'm forcing my queen to go inside. Now I'm using the slammer to kind of get a path into the base. But sadly there was a black mine kind of far inside. Normally all of the black mines are kind of far, like on this line pretty much, to make sure that those queen walks are not working, which means, well, the queen can't go inside, but still she can reach a lot of stuff, and she got her main objective already taken out, which was the town hall and the enemy CC with the heroes. So that was like the main goal. Then we're coming in with a couple, like with all of the hogs pretty much. One really nice swagged freeze because I missed the eagle, but the goal right now is just to keep the hogs alive with the heal next to the Inferno Tower. Next heal spell onto the Wizard Tower with a couple of giant bombs in front of that, just to make sure that all of the hogs are staying alive with as much health as possible when they're coming into the last Inferno Tower. And with this base is completely smashed. And like I said, it already went not as planned, like not too good. Normally I want to try to get my queen a bit deeper into the base to make sure that the hog pathing is a little bit better. But still, normally it's always enough. Like I said, this base is really popular right now. So if you're attacking with Queen Charge Hog Riders, or maybe even Queen Charge Lalo, it's working the same way pretty much with Queen Charge Lalo, then this strategy on this base is pretty much the way to go. And we will see the next one. This was the first 6k guy. And one quick reminder, if you guys want to copy any of those bases, I don't have any links, but still those bases are really good. So yeah, even though I tripled those bases, they're still pretty good. Like for example, my base, it gets triples kind of often. Like Mark Johnson, I think nearly always triples this base. Then I have like another couple of triples in there. So that's completely normal at the top that you're getting tripled because the attackers are really good. I will show you a bit later a couple of hit rates of the top attacker in the world from a data miner. So that's one thing which is super cool to see. But as well, like I said, if you guys want to copy those bases, they're not bad. It's just that like the attackers are sometimes better. So let's see how this goes. This is like a guy who's insanely good at attacking and is nearly always at the top. I think Warman used this base as well. So it has to be good, kinda. But at the same time, there's a kind of nice entry if you get the timing right at the top. Because what you can do is you can kind of easy funnel this part, and as soon as this is gone, you can start with your queen going, or like trying to funnel her inside. But the main tricky thing is to get the ram timing right, because you want to have the expo on your queen, because this means you can get further into the base with your ram. And this is like the main goal. You want to try to get as deep into the base as possible with your ram. Otherwise, this attack won't work. So let's see, like king, I use this ability, use the healer to make sure that my queen is staying alive. I had to delay it because I had to, like, my queen needs to get some damage, using or like soaking up the black mine with the one loon, and then the ram is coming in, getting the third layer already done, and there's not that much damage on my ram right now, so that's super easy to get even another layer done. And this means I'm so far inside of the base that it's already like nearly gone. But then, damn, nice fail, swag rage already. I was like, when I did the attack, I was like, come on, the attack so far went so well, and then I'm swagging a freaking rage. Like I was zooming out and dropped the rage by accident. I think that was the first time ever I did that in Legend. But holy cow, that was a downer at that moment. But then, okay, I just tried to still do it. And like I said, from this point on, this attack is with the swag spell. So let's see how this goes. Well, you guys know the result already, but still. Then I used the rage just to keep my queen alive, to get the queen through all of the pubs. Make sure that she's still healthy. We have one freeze spell left. This freeze was like from the death of the ice golem. And this means we can go through all of the expos and even through the queen without using our queen ability, because we have the freeze left. So that's super nice. And any second, the freeze onto the queen as soon as she's getting lured right now, getting rid of the enemy expo, then the enemy queen, and then we can start already with our hawks. We have kind of 1 minute and 20 left, which is normally the latest part where you should start with the hawks, 120, around about 110. But then you have already placed your cleanup really good. And you need to have your queen still alive, because if your queen dies somehow, then you always need more time, because your queen can't really clean up or anything. Town is already activated. Now I have a couple of healers coming over because there's no damage on my queen, which is super nice. And then using the warden ability to make sure that my hawk rats are getting through the Giga Bomb. Healers are following, so I can delay my latest heal spell, which is super nice. And queen, meanwhile, is smashing some walls. I mean, everyone knows what she's doing. And yeah, hawk rats are coming in. Last heal spell in the last couple of defenses with Inferno Tower, because, well, the healers decided that the warden is more important. And that's pretty much the base. And like I said, in the end, with the swag spell, which is kind of cool. But if you think already that one swag is pretty decent, I have one last attack for you, and I can't already spoil it. That is more than one swag on the next base. And like I said, those are 6k trophy bases. So it's not about like, yeah, I smashed some low level trophy bases, whatever. Those bases are from top 10 guys. I think Mahidu Ucho, I hope I pronounced it somehow like even close to correct. I think he's one of the top 10 guys for a couple of weeks already, or at least close to it. He's super good in attacking. Like I said, we will see hit rates a little bit later, and he's up there, like he's really far up there. So yeah, the next one I already showed, I think, a replay of this. No, I showed an attack on this base, I think with a different army. This base is super good if you want to use it below 5.6, 5.5k trophies. It's defending super good, but it's kind of too popular for the upper trophy board, kinda, because most of the people already attacked it, because it was defending so good in the beginning, so a lot of people are copying it. The main goal, what you try to abuse in this one, is this gap. With this gap, the queen won't go up there, which means if you drop her like this, she will always go inside, because this thingy over here with no buildings pretty much is such a great funnel for her. And which means she's getting into this compartment, and from this compartment she can reach everything, like every freaking thing, like the Expo, Inferno Tower, Eagle, Expo, Inferno Tower, another Expo, etc. So it's like so many defenses. Meanwhile, the pack are clearing up some traps, Tesla, whatever, giant bombs, because there are a lot of traps next to the town hall. That's how trophy pushing works, I guess. And yeah, queen meanwhile still doing her thing. 2 rage spell left, which means she won't die or anything. Then the tornado trap is triggered. Town hall is getting triggered. What is happening? Town's getting triggered as well. And this means I'm waiting for the for the eagle to go down, for the tornado trap to expire, and as soon as that happens, I'm starting with the Hawk Riders early warden ability, just to make sure that my Hawk Riders are getting no damage at all, and even like covers the giant bomb, and then immediately clean up. Like all of those attacks, you need to place your queen up correctly and really fast. Like immediately a couple of wizards behind, queen still alive, another rage to make sure that she will stay alive in the future as well. And even more Hawk Riders are coming into the back end pretty much, using an Earthquake because, well, I have the Earthquake with me because I want to activate a Town Hall if I have to, but since the Town Hall was already activated, I didn't really need to use it over there. Queen, meanwhile, still alive, and you guys can still see I have, like, normally I use heal spells for my Hawk Riders, but on this base you don't really need those spells because most of the traps are either on the Town Hall side or like next to the eagle, which means both parts we dodge either with the one ability or with our with our queen pretty much. So we have 2 swag heal spells. That feels good. And yeah, that was kind of the last replay. But don't leave the video already because we have the hit rates of the top clchers in the world in the Legend League. And this is going to be interesting because I think you will know a couple of names over there. So let's switch over. And this is the list. If you guys are asking how the heck does he have the list and I don't know what is happening with my green screen, but something is wrong. But still, if you're asking yourself where the heck does he get those stats from, this is not an official list or anything, which means the numbers could be wrong, but it's from a data miner who's using like their own program with the API, etc. So this is like what he did in the last couple of days, which means those are not the entire attacks of the entire season. It's only from the last couple of days, and you can see the attacks on like over here and the triples as well. Which means what he can see is pretty much the different changes in the trophies of a player, and then from those changes he can go to whether it was a triple or fail or whatever. And then he knows how many triples those players have. For example, Jaweed is up there by far with around about 60%, which is crazy. And then we have, for example, the guy who we attacked already, Mahidul Ucho. I'm so bad at pronouncing names, I'm so sorry. But yeah, he's really far up there as well with nearly 55%. And then yeah, we have a couple of guys like Warman, Michael, Bernal. We know most of those players, like Michael will be in Poland this time, which is super cool. Bernal will be there as well for ins. We have like, I think the knight is, I hope I pronounced that correctly as well, but I think he's in the same team as Hugo, who will be in, no, Michael won't be in Poland, it will be Hugo and the knight. I think that's the correct way to put it. We have Valo over there, I'm over there as well. So we know a couple, like pretty much a lot of players over there from Poland qualifiers. We have Boom, we have Ayase from Top of Japan, we have Earth. We have so many known players over there, that's super cool. And you guys can see there are a couple of war players out there that are smashing it. So this list is super nice. I hope that Supercell is adding something into the game, which is kind of similar to at least like see the hit rate over a season, or I don't know, like there's so many cool possibilities of adding those stats into the game. For example, like Clash Royale is doing. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope that there's getting something done because so far with only seeing the attacks and like you even have to like check the time frame when you got attacked. Like, okay, this is 5 hours ago. Is this still in this league day, or did the math correctly, or is this in the last day? So that's super annoying to do. And I just hope that there's something changing. And that would be something I would looking forward to. Yeah, but let's see. I have to do my attack still. I think I finished in the top 10 yesterday, which is pretty nice, being up there again with Warman, Hugo, Jaweed. So there are a couple of names out there which you know, Michael. So that's always nice. And yeah, that's it from me. There will be more live attacks soon as well. But since I have to pre-record a lot of stuff right now for Poland, I wanted to use those replays first and at the same time showed you guys the top player hit rate list, which is to me kind of impressive. Like 60% is insane. Like out of 10 attacks, it's 6 triples, which is, you have 30 seconds to prepare. Like that's crazy. But yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. And like I said, if you guys want to copy any of those bases, they're really good. And any of those bases can get smashed at the top of this leaderboard. Like I showed you guys the hit rates. I think it's no surprise. So I will see you guys in the next video. See you then.